Hello, amigos, what's going on? The movie. Here. Now. Okay, I'm going on with the movie. I'm not even going to do an intro. Goodbye. On to the movie. Yeah. I'm very tired. I'm back! Welcome back! Hey! I sat back down on my desk. That's the 7th time Mr. and Mrs. J's car broke down and I had to hold it up with my quirk. Ow! I'm sure you're fine. Come on. I went back to looking at all the requests and trying to shape them and work on them with my computer. Today has been a pretty busy day. It probably would be a little bit easier if Lazy Butt over there actually got up and helped us, but I'm not going to say anything about it. Of course I wouldn't say anything about it. Why would I have to say anything about it? Mina was the one answering all the calls. We were dealing with other forms of work. Mostly just paperwork and trying to fill out what we did, so on and so forth. Boring. Mr. and Mrs. J normally had a breaking down car, I guess. They were missing a tire, and they didn't have any way to drive their car because they were missing a tire, and they didn't have the tire, and it won't be coming in for a while, so on and so forth, blah, 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 not important stuff. And they have to go places, and the only way they can go places is by asking me to come with them so I can be making sure the car stays up and doesn't tilt. It's not really that hard, but still. That's the 7th time they've asked me to go to a different place. I'd rather just stay with them and help, but I'm supposed to report here after completing the task that they requested. So I just have to wait for their next call. I was, a little jealous of some other people who had to work. They got stationed and were able to stay there for like the entire day. Meanwhile, I'm over here getting called repeatedly to run back and forth so I can fill out what I've done and then come back and then do more while they're stationed there and they don't have to report anything till the end of the day. How is that any fair? Please, I need a break from carrying an entire car all day. I continued typing and writing down where I took them this time. First, they had to go grocery shopping. Okay, and then I took them grocery shopping, came back, did the paperwork. Then I had to go then they called again. Couldn't they just request me for a whole day? They requested me to take them home, and so I did. And then they also requested that I help them with with all the groceries, and so I did. And then they requested me to take them back to this other place. I think it was the beach, because they wanted to go hang out there for a while. Then they wanted to drive from the beach back to the grocery store so that way they can go get the groceries. And then go get more groceries to take to the beach to have more fun. So I went back to do the paperwork for that. And then I went back over there and then drove them again. I don't even have a driver's license. So I have to watch them drive. I'm kind of jealous, but okay, it's fine. And drive them back to the beach. And now they're hanging out at the beach. But then they forgot their volleyball gear because they want to play volleyball. So they had to ask me again to go and go take them back home so they can get their volleyball and then take them back. I'm having so much fun. Suddenly, to interrupt my wonderful thoughts, Mina spoke up. She had said about somebody needing a battery charged again. Seriously, can he go do it himself? Can he just go buy a new battery? Come on, Chargebolt! Everyone in the office started going, go, go! Clearly I wasn't the only one having to repeatedly do the same request over and over again. It was kind of refreshing knowing that I wasn't the only one having to deal with that. We were also getting calls from other people on missions who had to call because they had to go to a mission real fast. I had to do 2 of those when it came to the grocery request and when it came to the volleyball request. I had to call in and tell him about the situation as I controlled using my quirk. I could slightly hear other conversations on the other phones based on how loud the other people on the other line were. Of course, it wasn't often, though there was this one particularly loud person. It sounded like a little girl's voice coming from Uraraka's phone call. It doesn't sound like something good's happening. Soon after, Uraraka hanged up the call and said that there was a missing boy that they had to go find. Izuku, Earphone Jack, and Uraraka volunteered to go. I'm like, can I go with you? They all three of them looked at me. We kind of already have enough people. Please, I need to get away from the same request over and over. I'm sure there'll be something coming up soon that's gonna be different. But don't worry, we have enough people already, and they need you in case they call you again. Almost like on cue, we got a call from the same number that's called me about maybe 7 times now. I looked at Izuku. Uku, sorry. And then they took off without me. They're so evil. I could hear Katsuki laughing in the background. Oh, shut you! I picked up the phone. UA Heroes! Here to help you as much as we can. I was drained from having to say UA Heroes, blah, 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 over and over again, so it wasn't that enthusiastic, I gotta say. Hey, you're Wyatt, right? Yes, that's me. Do you think you could help us with, our car one more time? We decided that we needed some shade and we forgot our... And so the next request came in. Also, people haven't really been calling me by my hero name. I mean, well, not the same people over and over again. They knew my hero name. They knew it was Astro. But they asked me what my real name was. So I told them it was Wyan Midoriya. And they've been referring to me as such ever since. My hero name is Astro. They can call me Astro. They don't have to call me by my real name, but okay, that's fine. They're old people. I'll let them have it. I'll be right back. They wanted to go get a canopy. Bye. I could hear Mina shouting in the back, hang in there, girl. I ran outside, running to where the beach was at. Of course, I used my quirk to make it a lot easier to run, so I can just go a little faster. Once I got there, they looked apologetically at me. Oh, good, you're here. I'm sorry again. Yeah, we keep forgetting a couple things, but hey, you don't mind, right? No, not at all. Come on. We went to the parked car and so on and so forth. I lifted that specific part as they drove the car with little to no problems. Of course, there was that occasional bug in the car situation where they were trying to slap it and it accidentally hit me, but it's fine. My shoulder will live. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's fine, don't worry. If I can't handle a slap on the shoulder, then I wouldn't be able to be a hero, I thought in my mind, but I didn't say that out loud. After a while of helping, I managed to be free and get back. They're still gone looking for the boy? Apparently they found him, but they're just kind of on their way back, but they're taking forever. That does sound like them. Oh. As I sat down filling out another form. Yet another form about me helping lift a car. Yes, true hero work indeed. Oh. Oh. There are 20 of us enrolled in UA High School. In Class 1A. We've been through quite a lot together. And now, here we are. Naboo Island. A pretty peaceful place, to be honest. It's really far from the mainland Japan where we're normally at. All of us, luckily, have our provisional licenses. Although, I gotta admit, it's pretty unusual for a bunch of students to be running a whole agency. Especially since we're by ourselves. Even if it is just temporary. The real question is, why did our teacher send us here? When Mr. Aizawa was telling us about where we would be stationed and how far away it was and what we would be doing, sure, a lot of the class got excited, actual hero work, but it begs the question, why? I mean, well, let's face it, Japan hasn't really been the same as it was once before. With the whole situation with All Might. Crime's gone up a bit. I don't know if this is to prepare us further or not, but it still seems like kind of a stretch. I mean, giving us actual hero work with no supervision? And considering we're still pretty young into high school, it just doesn't seem like a good idea. But that's just my brain thoughts as I'm waiting for them to come back with their canopy. And get ready to go through another drive. It's not like I'm sad to be doing easy work, or that I'm annoyed, or that it's really hard for me to do. It's pretty easy, but I don't know, I feel like I should be doing more than just carrying around the same people all day. In full honesty, all they really have to do is put it on drive and I'll direct us, but they prefer to actually drive and just keep me doing something more simple of just holding the car up and moving along the directions that they want to go. It's honestly not hard at all. I still remember the look on my teacher's face when he said so. You could tell he definitely did not want this to happen. It looked like it was out of his hands, though. Which is fair. It's a school decision, not really his. This car ride is so boring! Through the window, I could see Takayami. Well, that's new. You don't really see a soaring kid every day. I thought of waving hi, but he didn't even see me. He was way too above ground. Luckily, throughout the day, once I got back, I was called for a different mission. But similar outcome. Apparently, some rocks fell in front of a car and the car couldn't move. So they needed me to move the cars. Mina and Sparkle Boy decided to come with me to help get rid of some of the rocks. It ended up where they made a bigger mess and I had to clean the entire thing by myself, but still, at least it was different. Eventually, after what seemed like hours, Uku finally got back. He explained to me that a little girl scolded him for taking too long to save him. Well, to save her brother. I thought that was kind of cute. They seriously yelled at you? I guess you failed the test. Well, I didn't. We were. Just go fill out the file. I hate that part. Don't we all? Don't we all? Did you finally end up doing something different? Yeah. Somewhat. Kinda. I was still helping a car, but it was slightly different. That doesn't sound like you had fun. No, not really. Let's just finish filling out the file work. Towards the end of the day, All of us were so drained. It was like we're tools rather than heroes. I feel like a utensil. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, my chopsticks at home. I didn't know you felt this way. When the last person finished their final form for the day, all of us shared an equal sigh of relief, except for Katsuki, who didn't do anything. I'm gonna have a word with him later. Can we not get so many small jobs next time? I could hear in the back. No can do. And then they started explaining why we have to do small jobs, so on and so forth. But none of them piped up. All of us, because there's a certain someone who hasn't done anything since we got here. Somebody has to watch The Office. Somebody my butt! I got up. I raced over to Katsuki and pulled him outside. Give me a second with this guy. I swear, we must have been so loud because the time I got him back in, dragging him, he wasn't unconscious, I swear. Let's put it this way. I took him outside. The doors behind us were rattling from how loud I was yelling at him, smacked him 3 times, and then brought him back inside with... Well, I was still dragging him. I threw him flat onto the floor. He didn't bother to move. And then I sat directly on his stomach, and I went over to who was talking before I interrupted. Do continue, Kiri. Do continue. Right, I was gonna say how I don't think there'd be any villains on this island because of how small it is. Fair point. Katsuki coughed in pain. You're fine. Also, yes, I purposely did not do that whole screaming thing because, 1, my throat hurts, and 2, I don't want to kill your eardrums, considering I already do. Hee. We heard, click at the door. Sorry for barging in. We don't know if it's a bad time because we heard some commotion, but we figured we'd bring some stuff to offer. Hey, it's the wait a minute. Kiri said, Mr. Mayor. And that's Mr. and Mrs. J. I've been carrying around the mayor this entire time. You know what? I still had the right to complain. Everybody in town came bearing food. Lots of food. How are we gonna finish all of this? By the time everyone got in, all of our tables were completely filled with really good-looking food. Mr. and Mrs. J both put their arms on my shoulders and congratulated me for, well, not congratulate, but thanked me for my help today while putting more delicious food on the table. I do not know the canon name of the mayor. I just simply put it as that because, yes, don't fight me. Don't hurt me, please. I promise. I'm sorry I didn't look it up. I just went along with the flow. I'm sorry. Back to the thing. Thank you. Everyone in unison was thanking everybody for everything that they had did. 'Cause my goodness, that looks delicious! As all of us cheered so loudly, Ida got a little upset that we were acting a little unprofessional, but we're high schoolers. They expect this out of us. I sat up from where I was currently sitting, dragging Katsuki. People looked at him funny, as he was still not moving on his own. He's fine. He just wants to continue being lazy. Doesn't he? Right, Katsuki? You just want to be lazy like you have been all day?
I.
Katsuki, I'm going to give you the count of 3. If you don't get up right now, at the count of 3, oh, training's going to be a lot harder when you go to bed. 1. And the minute I said 1, he bolted up, almost hitting his head on the ceiling, practically jumping. He almost tripped backwards and got into a position of balance. All right, jeez. Thanks. Is that fine with you? Thank you. After that, we dug in. It was so heavenly. I wish I could eat more than I wish I could eat more than I normally do, but then I would have some of my quirk. Then again, I could use that extra fuel from my quirk to... I grabbed another plate. Won't you have an overload of your... I know, but I can use my quirk on you, so it's gonna be fun. Good thing we're gonna be trading later. I've never seen Katsuki so scared in his life. He didn't say anything, but you could just see his face. Complete dread on one person's face.
Lion. I normally don't talk about this, but. Have you heard of the word mercy before?
If you work tomorrow, I'll think about it. I'll think about remembering what that word means if you promise me you'll work tomorrow.
Hi.
Itadakimasu. Everyone looked so happy while eating. And after we were done eating.
You could literally see a cat face on my brother.
Katsuki,
Yes.
I'm gonna give you another 30 minutes for your stomach to go down. Then afterwards we should go outside and train.
Okay.
I want my quirk to feel as much as it can for our training session later. Katsuki's face of pure dread was beautiful. Now it's a perfect day.
The Baku squad was getting ready to head in. Oh, and before we forget, Gotcha to the Bakugos. Night watch is all yours. Later. What? Why me?
Because you haven't done anything
Since the beginning of the day.
He looked defeated at that. So after we're done training, you're gonna be here all night.
But you'll stay with me, right?
Should I really stay with you all night? I don't know. The bed that they provided here is pretty comfy.
No, it's not. It's the... I mean, please. Feeling Katsuki pull on my jacket was pretty funny. After the most brutal training I've ever given Katsuki and me. Oh, my goodness. Katsuki was definitely overworked. His arms were in so much pain as he was sweating so much. He went to go get something to eat. Like a popsicle real quick. Both of us were heading back after a hardcore day of training. Well, hardcore night of training? I don't know. I gotta admit, my arms were pretty sore too. I think I accidentally over-opened my quirk on my fingers. It's fine. I got a lot of anger out. I feel refreshed. My arms are in pain, but that's all part of being refreshed in my opinion. Come on, I got my blood pumping. As we were heading back, we got Izuku doing more training and studying. Hey, Uku. Hey, Kachan! What happened to you? Not another word. He's fine. I slapped him on the back. He fell forward and hit the floor. Okay, maybe less fine than I thought. I picked him up and put him over my. I picked him up and put one of his arms over my shoulder, and was helping him stand. I think I actually do need to stay the night with him because I don't know if he can function by himself. Katsuki looked really dizzy. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm just gonna finish this. Have fun, guys. I went to go... Sorry for the long line. Oh, by the way, both of you are already in your hero costumes? Yeah? I kind of figured I would go too far with Katsuki, so I decided to put my hero costume on just in case. Plus, it's fun to train in these. It's hard to train in these, but it's fun. Why is it hard? Wouldn't it be easier? Because, you're not wearing any casual clothing. Well, true. But it makes it hard because they have so much cool stuff on my stuff. I have so many cool gadgets on my suit, but... at last. So does Katsuki, so it makes it a lot harder to fight him. And plus, we can't use much of our cool stuff on our gadgets, so we don't cause a ruckus for any of the people sleeping right now, or just to not ruin the ground in general. That's mostly Katsuki's problem, not mine, but still. And he said, if I can't use my stuff, then you can't use yours. That actually does sound kind of fair. Okay, yeah, fair, but still. Anyway. That's about time when Katsuki came back to life. And piped up with his own question. It looks like you're getting better with one for all. Both me and Uku in unison were trying our best to shush Katsuki. We can't talk about that here. What if somebody is listening? I'm not a fan of waiting, Really? Because it seems like you're waiting for me to continue walking you into the house. Shut. Trust me, I know that more than anybody. You haven't changed much since we were kids. That's when Katsuki pushed his arm off of me and stood up on his own. You better hurry up and make that quirk your own instead of his. And with that, he walked inside. Once he was almost inside, he turned around. Then we could finally have a real fight. If you can't even beat my butt during training when I'm mad, how do you expect to beat Uku when he's at 100% of his power? No, shut! I went easy on you! Katsuki, I will go inside and let you get destroyed during our nightly patrols. Whatever. And with that, he went inside. As he grabbed the door, I'll prove it to you once and for all. I'm gonna be the #1 hero, and you're gonna be my dust. Yeah, I'll work as hard as I have to. Until this power is truly mine. And then I'll be the greatest hero in the world. Katsuki turned his head slightly. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna be greater than the greatest. How is that even... Your two's relationship is weird. What? No, it's not. Come on. Both of you are being so serious. Besides, I don't want to be in a serious mood the entire patrol. We had a moment of silence for a minute. When all of a sudden... Excuse me. Katsuma. Wait, the missing boy from earlier? Yeah, well, kinda. Why are you here? To tell you that... There's a villain! Here? Wait. A villain where? Immediately at that, Katsuki runs back up and pushes Izuku out of the way. My voice cracked. Both of of us were running after Katsuki, who violently grabbed the kid and was taking the directions the kid was saying. What are you two following me for? One, we're on patrol together, and two, why are you following us, Izuku? Because if there really is a villain, you guys might need backup. It's us two. What if it's a bad villain? Fair point. Like I would never ever need help from either of you. Oh, calm your roll. Without another word, he blasted himself into the sky and asked a question and then went straight for it. Oh, dear goodness. Do you know where they're going? No idea. Grab on. He hopped on my back. Ah, what the hell? You said grab on to my arm. Great, now I'm carrying you in running. Come on. I floated us up to the sky. Don't let go. And stop choking me. We saw where Katsuki was landing and headed that way. I've never wanted to hurt Uku so much more in my life.
Stop choking me!
We're like really high up in the sky, okay?
Speak properly!
That poor kid, we could hear him screaming from all the way over here. We're gonna wake up the neighborhood. We're kind of far from the neighborhood right now. Uku, do not be talking in the middle of you choking me and a little in the middle of us this high in the ground, above the ground. Your stuttering is just as much as I am. That's probably because you're choking me! Sorry. When we finally got there. Katsuma! I saw Katsuki charge at the villain? A gigantic, what is that? It doesn't matter. I quickly floated up and tried to disintegrate the ground where it was going. It's not moving? The ground was disintegrated into a form that would have made anything fall. I tried grabbing onto it, but it wouldn't work. Katsuki! What? My quirk isn't working. I can't grab it. It's going through it. He blasted it with an attack and saw some similar results. He flew down next to me. What are you? Next thing I know, we're engulfed inside of something. We walked right out of it. Katsuki exploded the ground. I almost fell on the ground. Ah! Can you give me a warning next time you do that? But I wasn't the only one who flew into the air. Hey, that hurt! Ow. No fear! That thing was way scary. He just stood there. Yeah. He stood there to watch your brother. I just recognized it based off the description that Izuku gave me. That was the little girl that yelled at him. Okay. Doing a fake report to us about you losing your brother is one thing. It was kind of sweet for a minute. But lying about a villain, now that's another situation. Hey, Katsuki, where did you... Oh, no. Both me and Izuku were trying to pull back Katsuki at this point. Why? He did his entire little speech about how he'll be #1, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares! Gosh darn it! She's just a kid! Katsuma tried to reason with Katsuki. Please don't yell at my big sister, sir. You were in on it too, weren't you? Stop, they're just kids, Gachan! Come on, Katsuki! I swear to goodness, you're going to be the death of our group one day. Come on! You are seriously going to be the death of our group. Come on! Let me go! Come on! Get your dang hands off me before I break them! No, I refuse to! Just be glad I wasn't a real villain! Ah! And now Izuku and Katsuki were wrestling on the ground as I swifted away and grabbed both the kids. They're gonna be at this for a while. We probably should back up. Well, you guys shouldn't be so aggressive and... Okay.
Sorry, kiddos, but you really scared us. You shouldn't lie about there being a villain. If something really did happen and you keep crying about it being not real, we're not going to end up trusting you. And if it really does happen, well, that's not going to be good for anyone. It's really hard for us to get to everything on time and to try to do everything well, especially with the circumstances that we have sometimes. So please don't be lying about villains. Sis, can we not do this next time? But, it wasn't supposed to end out this way, okay? I understand that you're trying to prove something here. And based on the situation, I'm guessing it's for your brother, considering the way you looked at him? What? I'm very observant. It's a gift of mine. If you're gonna test us, I would suggest you do it a little bit more friendly and not threatening. I'm sorry. Come on. Now that we're at a safe distance from, those two, we should probably get you home. Can you point me in the direction? Aren't you supposed to know? Unfortunately, I don't really have tabs over the whole place yet, considering I've been mainly doing requests for Mr. and Mrs. J. So, please? Whatever. We live this way. I got the two kids home. Well, the boys had their fun. Man, Katsuki's gonna be so worn down by tomorrow. Along our way, Katsuki tried to crawl to us. Where do you think you're going? Izuku tried covering his eyes and holding him back. I'm taking him home. Have fun, you two. But don't stay out too late, okay? You guys should get some kind of sleep. And Katsuki, you can forget about Mercy when you get back. That made him stop in his tracks. What's that mean? It's a training joke. Jeez, what's up with that Bakugo guy? Does he actually think he's gonna be number one? Sadly. I know they might seem all big and tough, but... well, more than tough, I would say. He might be pretty hot-headed, but he's really passionate. And he works really, really hard to do as best as he can for his strength levels. His people skills need to be improved by a lot. But he's working on it. He really is trying. I swear. He would probably end up being the number one if they ranked him for being the biggest jerk. I hope not. That would put a dent in his pride. And he'd probably end up yelling at everybody who put him on that. It just rang through my head. How dare you rank me in this way? Whoever voted's gonna feel my wrath! That's a horrifying thought indeed. I don't know. He still came to save us. They all did. It felt at this point I was just a transportation while they were having a full conversation. Do you really want to be a hero that badly? A moment of silence rang. I hope you don't. It's too dangerous. Hey, lady, can you put us down for a minute? Sure. Lady? I put both the kids down. And, can we get some privacy? Of course. I'll just go stare at, the plants. Not much to do. The kids started talking some more. Eventually, they came back with smiles on their face. All right, we're ready to go home already. You do remember the way I told you, right? Of course I do. Hop on. Katsuma seemed like he was having some trouble hopping into my arms, so I helped him with my quirk. Sorry, I don't mean to scare you. That's my quirk.
They seem kind of stiff, so I started doing some fun stuff with my quirk. It looks like there's glitter in the air. It does kind of shine, doesn't it? I got them back home safely. The next day was no exception for boring yet excessively draining work. Having used my quirk a lot yesterday for hardcore training, carrying a car around, hanging out with the little kids, and destroying an illusion. My hands were excessively tired and sore the next morning. But sadly, Mr. and Mrs. J still needed my help. Luckily, it wasn't too much work, and I got to use my quirk very little. Instead of releasing more of my quirk, I just kind of kept the same quirk spinning around me. Huh? Aren't you gonna make it disappear? Huh? I'm gonna try to keep it as long as I can before it, well, evaporates, I guess? I don't really know what happens to it. After a while, it just really goes away. But I was focusing on kind of trying to keep it in one place. If they need me again, I don't really want to add more to my quirk right now. I'm so drained from yesterday. Oh yeah, did you get them back home safe? Mm-hmm. I'm just glad they're okay. I saw Katsuki go outside with a popsicle. I figured I'd join him. I could use a break. Hey. Oh, that's so sweet. Both of us looked down. Hey, it's the little boy. Why are you whispering? So we don't interrupt their conversation. It's okay, I'm not mad or anything. And the other heroes that were there, can you tell them that I'm sorry too? Especially the one with the glitter quirk. Glitter quirk? Oh! Yeah, I'll tell him, don't worry. Thank you. Although, I am curious. Why did you pretend there was a villain? Well, the thing is, my sister, she hates heroes. She said that even if there was a villain, that the heroes here would be too chicken to do anything about it. So that's why I had to. You believed in us, huh? Even after what your sister said, you still... you still believed we'd help you. And that's why you came to get us, isn't it? A small gasp was unable to be heard by me, but I could tell he did it. He nodded his head slowly. Aww. I looked over at Katsuki. His popsicle's melting a lot. I wonder. He was so invested in what was happening. So... Soon enough, the popsicle was about to fall off the popsicle stick. Before it did, I caught it in my mouth. What? Shh. I was not talking with a popsicle in my mouth. Katsuki then smirked to himself. Well, that's not a good sign. He came up to me and pulled my back closer to him. One hand around my waist, pulling me closer, and then another hand up my chin. He went and took a bite of the popsicle himself. Instantly regretting it, though, because, ow, who the heck bites a popsicle? He played it off, though. And looked at me. I had to hold in the biggest laugh from him trying to hold in the pain of biting a popsicle just so he could be flirty with me. I'm sorry, that was just really funny. He could tell I was about to laugh. He decided to bite more of the popsicle, which ended up in a kiss. It didn't get me flustered, but still, that was really cute. Something jolt our attention back. Uku was talking about this pin that was in Katsuma's outfit. I don't know how else to describe it because I don't know. It's hard to see from up here. Both of us turned our attention back to the situation at hand. Do you want to be a hero someday too? Not with mic work. It's no good for that kind of thing. Not for hero stuff. Besides, Mahara says it's too dangerous to be a hero. And that's when Izuku's eyes lit up. He realized the same thing I realized. She's just trying to protect him. It's sweet, but she should really use a different tactic. I couldn't help but think back to our situation in that sense. She just doesn't want her brother to get hurt. I just don't want my brother to get hurt. For a while, I didn't want my brother to be a hero either. But when Huku would watch All Might, there wasn't exactly a way I could convince him that being a hero wasn't as cool as he thought. I know if I had the opportunity, I'd do the exact same. I see Uku get hurt all the time. It's hard to see him with broken bones and completely destroyed arms and legs. Especially when he overdoes it. It really hurts to look at. I can see where she comes from. But still, this is certainly a way to try to show this. That's why I kind of think it's super sweet. I looked back at Katsuki to find out he was staring at me for a good portion of this time. Yes? Nothing. Oh, come on. Katsuki's trying to keep quiet right now. But I know how to help with that situation. I hummed a little loud. What? I covered Katsuki's mouth, looking him with a funny grin. I winked at him and then kissed him on the cheek. You can't yell or else he's gonna find out that we're up here when he sees how you're holding me. I then kissed him on his nose. Shh. I gotta admit, I probably should have been nicer about that situation, but I couldn't help myself. Once I finally let go of his mouth, he mumbled out a "you little devil," and then kissed me on my lips, and then my nose, as payback, I guess. By the time we looked back, were we loud? Because Katsuma was already gone, and a lady was slowly walking away, and Izuku was just staring at us. How long were we at that for? We both looked at Izuku as he gave a death glare to Katsuki, who let me go, which almost made me fall, which made him grab me again, and then I got my balance back, and both of us sheepishly looked away from each other. And then Izuku said, "I'll have a talk with you guys later, but I gotta get going right now." And Katsuki? I'm watching you. He had a smile on his face, but you could tell it was fake. Oh my goodness. Me and Katsuki got back inside. Hey, there you are. Mr. and Mrs. J just called again. They need your help with the car. They're currently at, I know where I left them. I'll be back. Sure. Sorry. It's fine.
This time they went over to the docks. Apparently they wanted more fish. I raced near the docks. I flew there pretty quickly. I was too lazy to take... Apparently I was already late, so I tried to get there as fast as I could. Floated up pretty high and got there almost within seconds. I got their car going. I got in their car already. Oh, good you're here. You took a while this time. Sorry, I got caught up with something, so it took me a while along the way. That's fine. We want to go to... so on and so forth. And so we went. On the way, though, a big explosion could have been heard. What was that? Don't worry about it. I'm pretty sure someone will be called and take care of it. I'll go check it out myself after we get to the location you need. Oh, that's fine. We can stop right here. It's pretty close. You should go check it out now. Are you sure? We can keep going and... No, it's fine. We'll get out of the car and we'll head there ourselves by foot. It's probably best if you go and check it yourself. It'd probably be for the best. Okay. To be honest, I'm kind of glad they did so. I was worried about that sound. I got out of the car as I put the car slowly down. They both started walking away, waving and saying good luck. I nodded as I ran to the situation at hand. Oh, wait a minute. From what I saw, villains? Here? I quickly pulled my phone out and dialed the number. What? I had just barely gotten there. Not even like 4 or 5 minutes. But the power lines weren't working properly. Come on. I tried really hard, but I couldn't get a signal through. What can I do? Signal. I flew up really, really high. Really, really high. I almost lost consciousness, I gotta say. I got a bar. Okay. I knew that this island was near another island. It wasn't exactly what you call close, but if I got high enough, I would have catched at least a little bit of the wavelength. Thank you, science. Of course, it was horribly glitchy, though. Hello? Villains! Villains! Near the docks! Quick! Oh, hold on, you're cutting out. What did you say? Come to the docks. There's villains here. Come to the... I'm gonna just repeat myself a lot. I said it about 6 times of repeating about villains on the docks when my phone cut out. Dang it! I flew back down as fast as I could. I heard a little bit of a scream. It wasn't exactly loud, but it was loud enough for me to hear. The kids! I ran as fast as I could. Oh no. I rushed to where the kids were at. They were in this weird looking playground area. I quickly got a hold of them. Hey, there's a... Shh, I know. I held on to them. It seemed like the villains were looking in our direction. We're gonna have to go fast, okay? Hold on tight, alright? I took off quickly. Main thing is to get these kids out of here. There's still some people over there. I head to the line where everyone was rushing back from. I picked them all up with my quirk and I took off as fast as I could. This is really straining, but I have no choice. Everyone that came into a radius that I could reach them, I picked them up and quickly started taking them along the way, rushing everyone to safety. The villains appeared behind me. I pushed everyone that I could to safety, including the kids. The kids ran into an opposite direction though when I got released from my quirk. Wait, stay with the group! They took off too quickly. Oh, crap, they're independents. I turned back, Go where you're stationed. And at that, the other villains went away. It was just this one. He was wearing a black and purplish, pinkish, I don't think it matters, suit. I quickly got into a fair enough distance. I need to lead him away from here while the people are running. Without time to think, he charged at me. Crap! I dodged out of the way as he continued walking. He's after the people. I quickly used my quirk to surround him. Melting everything that I could around me, I forced it all near him. There was melted stuff everywhere near him. He was slipping like crazy and was being captured around his legs. I don't have time for small fries like you. Small fry, excuse me. No time. I don't know what his quirk is yet, so I need to keep my distance. Suddenly he started doing something. He blasted some weird stuff with his quirk. I couldn't exactly tell what it was. It looked like a laser, I guess, towards his feet and got out immediately. He then took off in the same directions as the kids. What? Why is he after the kids? I quickly run after him. Suddenly, this blue dinosaur-looking, dragon type thing, I don't know, charged at me. I quickly dodged it as best as I could, but it shot right back at me. It's like a game of tag, but I don't want to be in it. I kept flying in different directions trying to get it away. Eventually, I got it to tangle itself. And while it tangled itself, it kept stretching out more and coming more out of him until he finally called it back. I flew forward as fast as I could. I have to get to the kids. They were running inside this house. I quickly got to them and pulled them out of the way. The house was then exploded. Oh no! Our house! When suddenly I looked behind and sure enough, he was just as fast as my flying. Great. He looked at the kids and started mumbling. Found you. You. Wait a minute. He was looking for the... I grabbed a hold of both the kids. Cell activation of type B blood. What the? Was he talking about his quirk? I quickly was backing away. Though, I backed away and immediately ducked into some of the trees. This might be uncomfortable, but don't worry, I'm going to try to make sure everything stays safe around you. I backed into the trees, trying to get some more cover. I flew through them as best as I could. Now was not really the time for any interruptions with my escape. So he's after the boy for his quirk? But how would that work? Unless if he's after his quirk. That doesn't make any sense. There's only one person like that. Based on what Izuku's told me, then that's... Could it be possible that he has a quirk like... Oh no. I gotta stay back, and I gotta stay back better. I gotta get these two out as fast as I humanly can. I gotta get back to the agency. I know my friends too well. There's no way they would just leave us out cold like this. They're taking care of each center that they need. Hopefully some help arrives. Please. Once I ran out of cover, though, I immediately took it to the skies. Suddenly, someone bounced and grabbed me. Ah! I looked quickly to see it was only Uku. You scared me. Sorry, but we gotta get it going now. Precisely. Oh, thank God you're here, though. Uku, there's a serious situation about this right now. What? He was talking about wanting this kid's quirk. What? Well, he didn't say like that. He was saying how I finally found you, the one with the cell activation quirk, and something along those lines. talking like as if he has the same quirk as... All for one. I'll fight him off for a while. Go and get the kids to safety. Right. Stay safe. As soon as I get the kids to safety, I'm gonna regroup with you, okay? I took off with the kids. I used my quirk to help me go as fast as I humanly can. You guys gotta stay safe, okay? The nearest building that I could find, luckily, was a very good building. I saw from a distance, but there were villains everywhere. I can't just set these two here. Crap. I saw my friends fighting them. I can't just let them alone, but I gotta get these kids to safety. This is their target. Okay. Think rationally. Where would be the safest place for them right now? Headquarters. Headquarters could work. But knowing the fact that they now know about the villains being here, I highly doubt there's anyone to watching headquarters. Crap. What do I do? I guess my best bet would be to stay by their side and make sure nothing goes near them. That's it. I pushed the button to deploy my glasses. There. Right there, right over between those trees should be good. They're away from the other buildings. And it looks like there's no other heat forms there. And it's rather far from the situation with Izuku. I can't just leave these kids because, well, I just can't. I'll have to send a message, though. I have an idea. Hey, can you do me a favor? What? What do you want me to do? I'm so sorry, but can you deploy an illusion? Can you deploy something like a sign with words on it, or is that too complex? I can try. Okay. Since we're still kind of close to the situation, can you deploy an illusion here telling them the situation? Not too much, just help it, like something along the lines of help over here, something like that. Or just help in general. Soon she deployed a thing that kind of looked like a video game kind of sign, but she deployed it anyway. She deployed the sign of help. I could hear some rumble in the distance. Good. With my quirk, it's not exactly big enough to send any form of, like, message to people. I appreciate it a lot. Can you leave your illusion there, or do you have to be close to it? I can leave it there, but I have to be a little close. Okay, we'll leave it up for another... It wasn't soon after I saw Izuku getting punched out of the trees. Crap. We gotta go now. I quickly took us under cover before the other person could see us. Then again, it seemed like he was able to hunt them down very well. I wonder if he can see heat rays. If that's the truth, I should probably find somewhere farther with cover. I looked more. I can just get farther through these trees. I have to be very aware of where I'm going, but this island's so small. Not really a lot of hiding spots. I have an idea. There was an open road here somewhere in the corner. And when we were blasting through it, Nina accidentally made a bit of a mini cave. It was small, but it should be good enough to hide. And it's so thick on the other side, it should hide away from the heat measures that our bodies give off. Considering mine's mostly cold and the only heat measure you can see is my stomach. Considering I have to heat myself up all the time. It might throw it off. I quickly took us to this mini cave. I looked from side to side and made sure it was safe. It's gonna be okay. There was no one around for miles, but that doesn't mean I can trust it. I can't let anything happen to these kids. Suddenly, I heard some noise above. I took a look and... Coda! Hey!
Lion! Help me out a bit. Take these kids to safety somewhere, please. I need to go help Uku. I left him with a very bad villain.
He nodded and took him back to somewhere where it would be more safe. He should know the situation better than I do, since I wasn't in the agency in the moment. He told me not to worry. As he got both of the kids, he took off.
Wait!
You'll be fine. Don't worry. We got this. Don't worry. I got back up. I can't let him know what direction the kids are in. I quickly shifted my body somewhere as I popped out of the trees in a different direction. Izuku and Katsuki were currently fighting. Well, Izuku was on the ground while Katsuki was fighting. But Katsuki was losing pretty quickly. He saw me once I got there, and immediately threw that blue weird thing at me again. I quickly continued to dodge it. He has a laser and a blue thingy, and he possibly has more quirks on him. Okay. I quickly used the situation to help me in any way, shape, or form. There's a couple rocks around the ground. I could use this to my advantage. I needed more rocks. I needed more stuff. He started shooting his laser at me. Perfect. He was starting to shoot his laser and use his weird blue dragon type thing. I aimed for the floor as fast as I could. I had to end up touching it, but it's fine. I've used it to push myself upwards after that. It smashed into the ground, creating more rocks for me to use. I kept this up for a while. I kind of look like a snake, to be honest. After a while of getting all the rocks together, I quickly pushed them together, and kind of like magnets, all came into one circle. Please, just stay like that for a while. I kept adding on more and more, melting some of the tree barks and getting it from there, adding as much as I could. He was destroying it instantly from inside, I could tell. I need a distraction. I quickly formed one of my spider legs that I like to use. Sorry. I went up to the situation at hand. He can't see right now, so I pushed over the rocks and slammed it harder into the ground. This is gonna be gruesome, but I'm gonna try not to hit anything fatal. Through the rocks, I pushed through a hard spike of my quirk. I heard it tear through something. Hopefully it was something that was going to be vital enough for him to be down. Although I felt bad, right now that's not the time for it. I tried burning stuff from the inside, trying to get through. He broke through it immediately since I stopped adding on new layers. Which pushed me back of quite far. The pushback gave him enough time to slam me into the ground with one of those weird blue things. I tried throwing more rocks, but he made this weird looking glass type thing appear and it smashed through it. I got it onto the glass and the glass was dissolving, but not quick enough. He simply just took the quirk away and put another one. He went up to me and smashed his foot on my stomach. I instantly started puking. Soon after that, though, he ended up tripping backwards. I looked down and Izuku and Katsuki were there, pulling him with their might. They tried to help me fight. I noticed that there was a big burn there when all of a sudden I looked up and They quickly got up from their position that they were in and on the ground and tried fighting him too, but we all looked up and... Is that lightning? Suddenly a lightning bolt was shot to the ground. Our screams were loud, but nothing compared to the lightning bolt. All of us fell to the ground. Suddenly, you walk forward. I can see where the kids are from here. No. Although I was in a lot of pain, I lunged forward and grabbed his entire leg. Izuku grabbed one of his arms, and Katsuki grabbed his other leg. I won't let you. I was using a spider claw that was connected to my back and to my back into the ground behind me, trying to pull him back. Using my quirk as much as I could to pull him back. You could tell he was struggling to stay. It looked like he was about to use his quirk again one of his quirks, to hit us off. But suddenly he stopped and bended over.
No, not right now.
He kicked me forward and I went flying. He grabbed Izuku and made him go flying too, and he kicked Katsuki really hard in the jaw. Suddenly this lady with red hair went and said, 9, and jumped into action and took him out of the situation at hand. I could barely see what was happening. I was starting to lose consciousness. He didn't break anything, luckily. But I could feel that fire bubble in my stomach. My stomach felt warmer than usual. My bubble didn't pop. I would already be dead. But he did hurt me a lot. I ended up puking another time. The lady took him out of there and fired a flare gun. Well, not a flare gun, it was more of a smoke gun, I guess? I have no idea what it was, but I saw it. Suddenly then she took off with the person. 9, she said? Couldn't focus on that right now. I'm sorry. Soon after a while, I saw some stuff. There were birds and tape. Utaraka? I looked and I was being carried by someone. I couldn't tell who it was, though. All I could see was black and a little bit of yellow. Next thing I know, I was in the air. I later found out that was Tokoyami, but oh well. I know, he was injured at the beach, but he still managed to get him back here when he found out the news. Don't kill me. Again, don't kill me. That Tokoyami was there. I have an arranged order in my mind, and that's just how it's working right now. We were all taken into this facility. We were all trying to get healed. Apparently, Uko and Katsuki were way more injured than I was. I had a pretty quick recovery with the people who healed. Mostly I just got knocked out from punching too much. I woke up pretty quickly and tried to join back with the other heroes. So, Momo and Kaminari were overusing their quirks way too much, making way too much stuff to try to help everyone. I understood why they did it, but come on. We were all trying to take care of everyone inside this secret place, I guess. The villains could attack at any minute. We have to be prepared, but what are we gonna do? We all had a meeting together. We do know what they're after, or at least what one of the villains are after. I mentioned at some point in the meeting. The meeting started off. I shouldn't start in the middle. The meeting started off with Ida talking about the current situation at hand. People went from part to part talking about how their situations were with different villains. We continued talking about how these were. From the corner of my eye, I saw the two kids run in. They shouldn't have to hear this. And it would help if we knew what the villains were after. Ida finally said, "We do. They're after one of the people who live here. A little boy." "That would be me." I almost forgot he was in the room from how much they were going back and forth. "The villains are after me for my quirk. The bad guy said he wanted to steal my quirk." So it's power theft. "He has the same quirk as that, all for one." "Okay, at least we know why they're here." Oh no. After a while, the kid yelled, "You have to hand me over to the villains." "Sorry, kid, but that's just not an option." I spoke up immediately. "I'm not gonna let that happen. Even if the others are scared, I'll protect this kid till well, words should not be said right now. Not a single kid will get hurt today. Nobody is taking nobody. We appreciate you wanting to help, but that's just not the way." He started to ramble on why it would be a good idea when it's definitely not. "He said he wouldn't kill me, though. And I don't care if I lose my quirk, as long as everybody gets to be safe." "No, we can't do that." Okay. "You're okay." "And it's all thanks to Katsuma's power." He smiled at him when he said that. Uku went on to praise the boy a little bit, which made his eyes sparkle. Cute. "And I'm so grateful. We're not gonna let anything hurt you, okay?" "You mean it?" "That's the whole reason we came here." "Why are you losers so on edge? All we have to do is kill some stupid villains, right?" "Bakugo! Katsuki!" They looked at each other for a solid moment. You could tell what they were thinking if you were, in on the secret. They were thinking about what All Might had said to them far back ago. Long ago when they had that fight against each other. When All Might talked about them being a team. It would truly be a sight worth seeing if they were a team. "Don't worry, we'll protect you two." Katsuki then made a mini explosion and put both of his hands together. "The villains are as good as dead. And we'll keep everyone on the island safe, too. Obviously, we'll win. I agree with both of you. I'll help however I can." "Me too! I'll protect the people with everything I've got." I was already in from the beginning. No questions there. I couldn't let anything happen to these people. Besides, Mr. and Mrs. J still need me to carry their car around. That tire isn't coming in anytime soon. Everyone started to get pumped up and talking about how, we can't help the people like we normally do every day for the same exact job over and over again. If we don't save these people. One small comment got the entire room saying, "Yeah, let's go!" Good, everyone's back in spirits again. Though I shouldn't be surprised. With those two leading? It's never that much of a shocker. Those two are always pushing everyone to do their best, whether they see it or not. Katsuki unintentionally and always boost everyone to do their best, and Izuku's always bringing everyone's spirits up. It's only natural that they would be the two that made this team go back from our depressed state to our normal pumped up attitude. It's just like we always say. We're going to go beyond. And then everybody immediately does the same thing. Plus Ultra! Everybody in the room with their fist up. And Katsuki exploding something in the background. After that, we started with the plan. Okay. Izuku was doing most of the plan work. Although I should be in here too. I stood in between Todoroki-kun and Katsuki. The mayor was actually next to Uku as well, to be informed on the plan. Later, both the mayor and Ida talked to the people about their plan. As he was talking strategy, I made sure to put a few of my points in as well. So we're going to put them on. So we're going to be on the castle ruins, which is a little separate dot from the actual place that only has one route to get there. Since they have to take that one route to get to that little mini part of the island, that's a little separate from the actual island itself. From the exact corner, from the minute they get onto the land, we can separate them into 3, and then we'll go into different groups to take down different villains. Got it. They were talking about this cave in that mini part of the island. Oh yeah, I forgot about that other cave. Well, they were moving all the civilians to this bigger cave than the one I was trying to hide with the 2 kids in. For full honesty, it wasn't really much of a cave for the other one. More just a big open area that was slightly pushed in. It wasn't really a cave at all. More like just a push-in area from where that street was. We started moving all the civilians to the big cave. I helped by carrying pretty much all of the materials I was carrying. There was a few materials that could be carried by cart that some of the other people could carry. Some of the easier stuff. For the rest, I was pretty much just carrying everything. They then explained how we'll personally be guarding the 2 kids. It'd be best not to separate them. Considering knowing their bond together, one of them might try to get out of the situation to go check on the other. Keeping them together is probably the best bet. Making an escape route would be probably crucial for this part. Just in case. Yeah. Shoto piped up with about the Mr. 9 guy. Based on what one of the villains told me, his name is 9. And during the fight, when me and Kachan were fighting him, it seemed like he suddenly doubled over, clearly in pain from using his own quirk too much. That might be the main reason why he even wants the child. Precisely. Based on little Katsuma's quirk of cell activation, based on what I did for Uku about healing him and repairing him and giving him more abilities quickly, it's most likely that he wants to do this for his own thing. it's possible that these quirks are way too much for him, and they're causing major effects on his body. Hence the whole hunching over thing and trying to take a grasp of the situation. And when he looked up, I could see little purple veins on him, so it most likely is quirk related rather than just being strained from using it too much. Or from just working too much. It's a quirk strain rather than a regular work strain. So he's probably wanting to collect the kid's quirk in order to be able to use his quirks freely. Meaning, we gotta take this guy down. Yeah. I see. So we have to exhaust him. Mm-hmm. In basic sense. All we have to do is keep hitting him with all we got and hope and make him use up his quirk as much as possible. Even if we can't defeat him, the main thing is to stall him until the main heroes arrive. That's the main goal. Right. We recited the same phrase as the time that we were all set up already. When Izuku was saying the exact same words in the meeting, Katsuki piped with a, "No way, we're gonna kick these villains' butts." Staying censored. Do we have to stand all heroic like this with the light grazing on us? It seems really weird. Oh, you're right, we should probably get in position already. After a while, we spotted the villains heading this way. Team 1 was supposed to be deployed now. Ayorozu, Ayama, you've got this. From what we could see, it was going good. Ayama's supercharged Nova, I think he called it. I don't know. Was working well to separate them. One was staying put using that glass thing, which was 9. The red-haired woman went in one direction, and that beast person went into the other. Wait a minute, why didn't I get their names when we were in the meeting? Doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm bad with names anyway. It worked. We split them up. It sounds like they got the villains in place all right. Earlier before we got here, though. Kind of a flashback, but... Uku put his hand on my shoulder. Okay. I want you to be the main one watching the kids. What? But won't you need backup or... well, more backup? Shouldn't it be someone who's more easier to slip through? I can't think of anyone better who would be there to watch the kids. I know you'll do amazing at holding on to them and never letting them go. He was referring to something else. I could see it in his eyes. He was talking about that one move I did. Back with Eerie. Understood. I'll stay back with the kids and I'll take care of them as best as I can. I won't let you down. They'll stay safe. We got this. No reason to tense up. Actually, you should really not tense up at all. I know. I just have to for right now, so I can hold it back. And then... release after. Ugu nodded. Back at the scene, though, it seemed like everything was going good. Phase 1 was just finished. Be careful out there, Ugu. We don't know how long it's going to take before his quirk runs out. Don't worry, we'll stay safe. Part 2 was going through. We had other teams taking care of the side ones, so that was fine. Right now we had Zero and Uraraka taking care of him. I was personally pushing little pews of my quirk. and collecting some of the side rocks, thinking I might need it for later. Or might need it to conceal his quirk anyway. I was supposed to do something too. Once he blasted it off the first time, they wanted me to make another one for him to try to burst out of. If I could only do a perfect spear on him. It would take so long to deploy, and doing it really quickly is not really an option. It takes a while to form that. Perfect spear takes most of my energy away, and almost all of my quirk. Good thing I overate last night. Took up almost all of my... It takes up almost all my quirk to do that, but still... If only I was able to do that now. But I have to save it for the kids. After a while, Group 2 wasn't really doing so well. After one of Uraraka's main attacks, the one that she pulled on Katsuki not that long ago. Well, it was actually pretty long ago. Sports Festival was quite a while ago. Anyway, that doesn't matter. She looked ready to faint. But was thrown back by him fully getting out of it quickly. Though he used his quirk twice. One to activate that shield and another one to activate what looked like laser fingers? Which is the thing I was talking about earlier. Both of them got pushed back, getting hit. Uraraka was down. Zero got both of them out. It's time for the next one. Hopefully Uraraka's not out cold and is just... okay. Hopefully she's okay. After releasing one of our main attacks, she was out like a light and was dragged back with Zero's quirk. Okay. Hopefully this works. Minato was shot up into the air and used his quirk to stick all the rocks together. He was trapped under a humongous layer. Uraraka got back up. Good. She's okay. And they pulled Minato back. And the rocks didn't stop him. Huh? Suddenly everything exploded. Everything exploded and it was so bright. Our team was all pushed back. Crud. It's almost time for the next part. Both of the kids grabbed onto my hands tighter. Hey, I know it's scary, but it's gonna be okay, alright? Don't worry. We've got this. If you keep believing in us, then you're gonna help us double time, okay? How does that work? Well, heroes have a hard time when people don't believe in them. Really? Well, yeah. When people don't believe in us, or they try to avoid us, it makes it harder for us to do our jobs sometimes. Because sometimes it gets in the way. Or sometimes it brings our spirits down when we're trying to fight. So just don't give up So don't give up on us, okay? We've got this. The more you believe, the stronger we feel inside. And that pushes us to keep going. Then I believe in you guys. You do? Yeah, I do. I believe too. Good. Thank you guys for your support. We're gonna be just fine. I looked back at the situation at hand. Here come Katsuki. And there goes Izuku. Once they got close and tried to corner our team, even though our team 1 came back with one shot, they were pushed back too. The minute Uku took off, I could hear the kids. Mr. Deku. Mr. Deku. Wait, they call me Lady, and they call him Mr. Deku? I guess I never did tell them my hero name. Not that it's important right now. Stay safe, you two. I mean it. To be honest, it was so thrilling to see those two working together. A little side note from the whole fighting thing, seeing those two work together was so beautiful. Their relationship's improving. Maybe Izuku won't kill us after all. After all this is done. Izuku charged forward, kicking the shield, but got pushed back. The point is to get him to use his quirk. Then once Izuku got shot back, Katsuki grabbed his hand and shot him out like a cannon. They're gonna be such a good team in the future. I need to quit my fangirling, but still, I'm so proud. After a while, we saw an explosion. Suddenly, we saw a bad fire where Ida and the others should be. Once again, I felt the kids getting closer to me. They looked up at me, and they nodded. Their little huffs are so cute, but now is not the time. We need to help them. We can't. All of us need to protect the kids. Besides, you guys know your heroes, okay? They all nodded. I was in charge of watching the kids, true. They were here as backup, in case I went unconscious from trying too hard. They were also backup for figuring out where everything was. Sorry about the dog. They weren't just rescue for me. They were rescue for the others as well. After the events take place. We were supposed to be in layers. Although Izuku was supposed to stay behind a little longer, it doesn't matter. Now that Izuku and Katsuki were out there fighting right now, if they make it past them, then these two are next in front of me. And then Ojiro. And then it's me by myself to take care of the kids. They wanted to leave me for last, so that way it can last longer to buy them time. If I'm out fighting against them head on, and I'm not watching the kids at all times, it's gonna be bad. So I have to watch the kids, so I can create that spear to protect them for the last chance, and use any form of tool I have to protect them as much as I can. Normally, I can only last time I deployed the spear was when I had a big old boo-boo. But this time I won't have that injury to help me. Not that injuries are supposed to help anyway. I tried doing something similar to it, but I can only do it really small. But if push comes to shove, I'll have to do my best to try to do a perfect spear for at least just the kids. After that, I'll have to deploy maybe one or, well, I don't know if I have any other power left besides just a spear for the kids. Which is why the other three will come in handy. I can put the spear around the kids, but as for the rest, as I'm focusing on the spear and protecting them, I'm out in the open and I can't use my quirk further than that. So that's what they come in for. At one point, Izuku looked back. I could see it. And he winked. Got it. Another thing we discussed on the background. Oyan? Yeah? Remember your puppet move? Yeah? Since you have you're gonna have a better view from than where I'll have it. If a push comes to shove, I'm gonna give you a signal, and I'm gonna make my body go completely limb. In the middle of a battlefield? That's where I want you to come in. I want you to use your quirk on me, in puppet mode. You want me to treat you like a puppet? This is how it's gonna work. You're gonna add more of your quirk and slightly heat up a certain part of my body. From that, I'll know exactly what you want me to use my quirk. I'll have my eyes closed, and I'll have my whole body limb focusing fully on my quirk. And from there, it'll be fully like having a full puppet to your side. You'll be able to move me freely, since you'll have a better view than we'll all have. Got it. Back to the present time. He gave me that wink. Katsuki noticed it too, and began his fighting. Izuku, like he said, went fully limb, as I quickly caught up with my quirk. Getting hold of his entire body, I focused very carefully on the battle. What's happening? What did Mr. Deku do? How is he flying? That's my doing. Give me a second, kids. I quickly put my glasses on. Okay. See, he knew that I would have a better vision than the other ones, considering I'm using heat vision, regular vision, and night vision, all combined together to be able to see the villain perfectly, and his attacks. Thank goodness I thought of these glasses. Okay. Swiftly, I was moving Izuku from side to side, working my best to use his quirk better. This kind of felt like a video game, to be honest. Using the best of my abilities, without straining Izuku too much, I moved him swiftly through the air, cutting through the air as much as I could, creating certain points that would help. Attacking him with everything we got in. It made him use his quirk. It made it a lot easier for him to have to use his quirk over and over. Trying to swat Izuku out of the air like a bug, while shooting his range attacks and bullets, was what I was trying to accomplish. While Katsuki was busy attacking from below, which made him have to focus on 2 points at once. It made it really hard for him, so he decided, it looked like he was getting ready to use that thunder move. Perfect. He was using his quirk so much, you could see he was clearly sweating a lot. He looked like he was getting worried. It got a lot harder for me to dodge all those bullets using Izuku. I managed to do well, but Katsuki still got shot by one of the bullets. I shot through using Izuku. Luckily, I could keep it very clean for Izuku, moving him out of the way very swiftly. 'Cause unlike a game, I'm not glitchy. Suddenly, Zero used his quirk and caught him before he could shoot again. 9, of course. And went to go kick him, I think. Although, when he tried, 9 used his other hand to hit him. I used Izuku to push him forward and to hit it, and to try to shoot more things at him, which he only blocked. Soon I could hear Katsuki gasp from the back. Zero? Oh no, Zero! Both me and Katsuki in unison were worried. But that's not it. Uraraka tried jumping at him to touch him, trying to make him float. But soon that blue thing came out, and Uraraka's scream woke Izuku up. He looked at me, and then I knew that signal. He wanted me to let go of him with my quirk. He dropped back down and went to go catch Uraraka. Uraraka, I am okay, I could hear faintly. God, that death glare was scarier than the one he gave us. You'll pay for that! He shouted and started using his own quirk by himself. Both of them were knocked backwards. He's pushing them back. At this rate, he's going to get to the final station. I won't let him get those kids. But how am I going to fight them back? I collected back my quirk, making sure it didn't dissolve. I'm going to need every little bit of my quirk left. I used that rock move on him in that moment. He quickly destroyed it. I summoned all my quirk back. It was swirling around me. I was getting angrier. A lot angrier. Suddenly, after he charged those two blue things at them, they disappeared. Finally. Yes. I saw my group started to cheer a little bit. Not out loud, just in their heads. Like, euphoria. He's overusing his quirk. Yes. Now's our chance. You could see he was struggling. Suddenly the clouds started changing. It's time. Sorry, Denki. While this was happening, I focused all the quirk that I had left with me to create a very thin shield to make sure nothing hit anyone in the group. After the attack was done, I used my quirk to carry both of the kids. They were now holding on to my shoulders. Are they okay? What happened? Both of them screamed out for the two. Mr. Deku! Bakugo! It's funny how much their personalities matched who they cheered for. He was still on his way. Come on. They nodded in agreement. Shoji, Lion, you two take the kids and go. It's time for us. But I can just go. We need someone to be defending Lion after the spear is placed. I felt so useless to my team. He nodded and took off with me. Explosions could be heard. You could tell they were fighting with all their might from where they were. Quickly, we got back to a safe location. Well, safer. Running as fast as we could. We heard a loud explosion. They're not going to hold out for long. Please, 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 please let it have worked. Please let it have worked. Are they going to be okay? Are they going to be okay, Miss Lady? They're going to be fine, don't worry. I know those two. They're too persistent to be able to be taken down like that. They're way too stubborn. They'll be just fine. Don't give up hope, okay? They looked at me for a moment and nodded, clutching their faces together, holding their faces closed tight, mouth and eyes. It's like they were trying to send hope through their minds to them to try to heal them. It was cute, but I can't focus on that right now. We kept running. I'm gonna deploy the spear now. We got far enough, but I could already see that he was already gonna be on his way soon. All right, I'll cover you. You're gonna be safe, okay? Don't worry. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna give you shelter. Nothing will attack you. Just have to have faith in me. I got this. I pushed out as much of my quirk as I could, slightly gasping and panting as more and more came out. Come on. It started to fill up more and more, adding layer and layer and layer to the shield. Thicker. Make the shield thicker. Protect the kids. You have to. Come on. It covered them entirely. It gave them enough room to sit down, but not enough for them to stand. It was only half a spear. I couldn't do better. I have to do better. I lifted them slightly, creating a full spear. Sorry, it's gonna be kind of hard to walk in there or sit down, but please try. More layer. As I was creating more and more, he was already behind us, trying to attack him with best that he could. Shoji was trying so hard. Come on, please. Just form. It wasn't long before Shoji was out too. I created enough layers to keep them going. They were now in a form of ball. With the rock I collected earlier, I used it to help me make more layers and form a safer thing for them, allowing me to have a little bit of quirk left to create a spider claw. This is all I'm gonna have to protect myself right now. Ow. Oh, that was not fun at all. Hold it in, hold it in. Still trying to resist even now. You could tell he was scanning through my ball, though he couldn't tell what was a kid and what was my quirk due to the heat wave of my quirk. Trying to catch my breath, I looked back at him. You simply only used your quirk once and it looks like you could barely stand. Why are you still trying to fight me? You're pathetic and weak. Just hand over the child now. Not going to happen! I yelled back. I'd rather die than let you take these kids. That's a promise. How pitiful. Like your quirk does seem useful. Maybe I should take it too. Over my dead body. I pushed the kids forward. There was an escape route right in front of us. I'm sorry for the discomfort. They're gonna have to stay there for a while. It's gonna be okay. From the escape route, suddenly a blue thing appeared there. Crap. I went to go and try to deflect it as best as I could, but I was busy trying to deflect all the lasers, moving the spider claw freely on its own, trying to deflect all the lasers as best as I could, using my glasses to help guide me. I couldn't stop panting. Come on. Be okay. Make it back, please. After a while, I felt vibrations. Go! Try to run with the kids! We'll hold them off! Get out of here! His earphone jack. Right! Susie tried getting back up and tried to fight back as well. Just go, take the kids. Crap. I used my spider claw and detached it, moving myself forward, trying to get to the kids. Push them forward. Get them there. My permanent seal. Don't. Keep focusing on it. Keep focusing on it. Ojiro fought too, trying to hit them. Don't get lightheaded. Come on. Come on. Faster. Faster. Suddenly, a spear around him deployed as well, pushing everything out of the way, hitting me right in my back. The kids went flying, but they didn't make it very well. I caught them as best as I could from the pushback and brought them back to where I could safely put them. Come on. The tunnel was hit as well, blocking the exit that we made. Oh, crap. Crap. Stay conscious, stay conscious. Come on, come on. Focus on the kids, focus on the kids. I felt something sharp in my back. Was I injured? No. Come on. He was walking back, still trying to fight. I could hear the kids scream, crying. It's gonna be okay. I fell to my knees. Come on, get up. I had flashbacks to the times where I was so useless. No. I stood up, pushing whatever quirk I had left out from me. Come on. Making my spike back. I shakily tried to fight, not really having much of an advantage. Come on. Forward. I hit him with everything that I had left, with the spike. He deflected it, but he had a hard time moving. He was overusing his quirk by way too much. It seemed like he could barely move. He grabbed onto the spike and blasted it. It was gone. He shot me with my quirk so painfully, fighting back horribly, ripping my back open. Please don't do this, Miss Lady, I could hear in the back. No. My quirk was slipping. All of my quirk that was being used on them. He blasted it so many times, it was starting to get thin. No. Please. I was holding on as best as I could, shooting him with whatever quirk he was pushing off. He was pushing it away so fast. The kids eventually broke themselves out of my quirk. What are you doing? You're hurt. Run! No, don't get out of my quirk, please! 9 took a charge towards the girl and grabbed her. You let her go! Give up your kid quirk. Give up your kid quirk, huh? Give up your quirk, kid. Damn it. I'm so sorry. Give up your quirk, kid. Or your sister's gonna get it. Don't you dare do that. I felt everything was so dizzy. I could barely breathe. No. Soon enough, Cosmo started running towards it. No! I shot my hand forward, trying to catch them. Suddenly, a smash could be heard. Oko! I quickly got myself back together. I got on my quirk back together and pushed the kids back. Why are you okay? I'm fine. Go fight him. I quickly threw him to the side. I needed to eat something. I quickly pushed a button on my thing, deploying some food, threw it in my mouth, and ate it as fast as humanly possible. Try not to choke. I pushed myself back with my own quirk. My back was wide open. You could see my muscle tissue. I was spilling my cork out like crazy. I had just noticed it now. Ryan! I heard from the back. Just fight him! I landed flat on my back, deploying a perfect spear near the kids. Shoji was behind me. The kids grabbed a hold of me, flipped me over, and was trying to heal me. As this was taking place, I feel with a perfect spear around them. Please, please, please. Get them, guys. Miss Lady, please. Hey, that reminds me. My name's Astro. Don't worry. They're here. Everything's okay, see? They made it out just fine. Like I told you. You didn't stop believing, did you? Just keep believing and we'll make it out of this. I'm fine, okay? You just gotta keep believing. I'm starting to sound like a broken record, huh? I got this. You guys are gonna be safe, okay? Here, let me help you. That'd be great. Thank you so much. As he was healing me, I could feel some of my strength gain back. Thank you so much, Katsuma. I looked back at the scene. You got this, guys. Please, keep going. Don't stop fighting. By the way, that was very brave what you did. You did amazing. You truly can be a hero. What? But I didn't help at all. Yes, you have. You've helped so much. You're both good heroes. What? But I haven't done any. You've been there. And your love for your brother shows how much of a hero you are on the inside enough. Even if you don't want to be a hero. Still, you got a good spirit. But come on. Let's focus more on me helping you guys right now, okay? This is gonna be so much fun for tomorrow, huh? What? Well, after we're all said and done here, just think about how much fun we're gonna have after this is all over. Huh, I bet I'm gonna have so much paperwork to do. You're thinking about that in a time right now? But hey, look. You smiled. Don't worry. Like I said, everything's gonna be just fine. Thank you, Katsuma. Your quirk's really helping me. I can't see what's going on. Don't worry about it. I can see just fine. And based on what I can see, they're doing great. Full honesty, in my head right now, I can see perfectly what's going on. Keeping my composure was the hardest part right now. But I have to. No. Okay. Both of them were fighting, but it was clear that they were not doing so well. Please, please be safe. I noticed something though. Katsuma wasn't only healing me. Shoji, who was behind me, he was also healing. What a good kid. Their spirits are so high right now. There's no way they can lose. But still. After a certain point, our little mini spear was pushed backwards. I pushed us behind a rock. What are those two up to? They were doing great at first, but then he got a surge of energy out of nowhere. And that's what was causing him to do bad. Well, them. Katsuki, Uku, let me get out of this, okay? A loud scream could be heard before he gone berserk. That's what really scared me. The kids were scared because they heard the scream. Don't worry. The scream's a good sign. It means they're winning right now. Oh. It looked insane what was happening. Thunder was everywhere. I looked carefully to make sure we kept dodging it. But still, he was controlling with the weather so badly. And the whole island, the people that are still here. Both of them charged up everything and went forward before that whole thunder thing happened. Come on. The blast was too powerful. Both of them got pushed back. No. Something's gonna happen. No. An entire avalanche started. Oh no. Shoji came above us. But wait, the shield will... He was slammed. He was okay? It must have been from the healing from earlier, but still... No. He exited the shield and went above the shield so it wouldn't break any of the layers. Why? I have to be so unbelievably careful right now. What are we gonna... I could see that there was a humongous tornado. It almost lifted us up into the air. Having to keep my quirk down was so hard. But thanks to Shoji, I was able to keep my quirk a little bit better with him pushing his body over it. But with the destruction and the rocks and... He started to talk about this new world. He sounded psychotic. What is this? While Kazuma was healing me, although I didn't have any food, I used my suit to deploy as much food as I possibly had in it, eating it quickly. You're taking a snack break? I'm trying to feel my quirk. I'll explain it later. I quickly started eating whatever I had left in my belt, which sadly is not a lot. They're mostly just food pills. These suck. Don't have a choice though. Okay. My back was starting to heal. Good. And I have enough of my quirk to deploy the shield. Thank you. Okay. If only you could create stomach acids. That'd be helpful. I created more of my quirk. I can probably do something like a cannon, but I'm not sure what use I'll be right now. I should probably just deploy ready for another attack, just in case. They need my help out there. And all I can do is just sit here. Don't think about that. Focus right now. with the little quirk that you can create right now. Save it for just in case. Please, Uku, Katsuki, don't make it come to that. Suddenly, those weird blue things that now look more purple than they do blue captured both of them and ran them into part of the mountain. How does he still have power? I can't lose my composure. If I lose my composure, the kids will be really scared. What? Suddenly, my glasses were taken off my head. Oh, wait, what are you? She put my earpiece in and looked at the glasses. What? But hey, you shouldn't do that. You'll. What is it? They're both. She explained it to her brother a little bit. Hey, it's gonna be okay. Why are you lying? I didn't want you guys to lose I didn't want. It's gonna be okay. I took back the glasses. Both of them were scared and mad at me. No, it's not gonna be okay. It's not gonna be okay because They tried to leave my quirk, but I wouldn't let them. They need our help. No. Look, I know how much you want to help them. I want to help them just as much as you do. But we have to stay here. The kids were getting frustrated. And I don't blame them. Look, I looked back at the situation, though. An opening. He's talking to them. He's distracted. Right behind the rock. When he couldn't look. I saw above, though, Uku and Katsuki were reaching out to each other. They're trying to. They're gonna need some help to get the dragons closer, but... What are you doing? Helping. Hopefully. With the little quirk I was able to produce again, I'm trying to help them in the battle. But I need you two not to freak out, please. I understand your feelings, but despite all the feelings that you feel, we can't get in their way. You're the only two that can really do this right now. Everyone's knocked out cold, or dealing with something else right now. Using my quirk, I can only help them by a little. I grabbed a big boulder that was behind us, that I could see, and smashed it onto the point. You missed. Maybe I did, but the ground broke. This is thin floor. He tripped into the rocks, but instantly got out. Do you really think... Where did that boulder come from? Yes. Good. Throwing it into the air was a good idea. Phew. He started to talk louder. Distracted, he didn't realize that I was using my quirk also to push the two dragons together. Because he was so distracted by the boulder. They were able to grab each other's hands. Please don't tell me this means what I think it does. We want to see what happens. I don't want you guys to get scared. Besides, I would have to thin our shield. And right now, of all times, I think it would be best if we kept the shield on. I realize your feelings, but don't worry. It's going to be okay. Like I said earlier, you have to believe. But you were lying to us about them being okay. How can we know that's not a lie? You believed the first time when they came back, didn't they? I know it's hard, but if you believe in us, It'll give us the strength, okay? They nodded. They looked at each other and then yelled out, "Bakugo! Mr. Deku!" They screamed out, both of them waking up from their current thing, and grabbed each other's hands as hard as they could. They both nodded at each other. "We believe in you!" the kid said. "Please don't give up!" they both yelled. My voice hurts. There you are. Crap! Oh, no. As appreciated as I'm sure they are, that was kind of a bad idea. Both of them blasted through that weird bluish purple thing. They blasted right through it. This is a good sign. Both of them started doing a little mini speech, while 9 stood there kind of shocked. Both of them had electricity or something circling them. Their hairs were flying out of pure power. I've seen another show like this before, but I won't mention it now. They really did it. Will Goku not have his power anymore after this? Towards the end of their little mini pep talk, they recited some old lines that I've heard before. I think we were watching an All Might program and they were talking about All Might when they said the exact words they just did. Oh, they're reminiscing while we're all about to die. Can they take this seriously? Continuing. They both Detroit smashed to the sun, or the sky? That was cool! It was like a rainbow shield. It just dispatched the entire sky clearly. The whole sky went clear in like seconds. Okay, that's cool. What is? This time I gave the glasses right away. They looked up as it still stood, and both of them were there. They did that? See the power of belief? I told you. Both of them looked at each other. Wow. Can I have my glasses back? Sure. Thank you. I kind of regretted putting my glasses back on because the minute I could see what was happening, ow, it was so bright and everything was so rainbow and bright and horror. Ow, my eyes. I think I'm gonna need to get actual glasses. I think I just blinded myself. Ow. Are you okay? I'm fine. They were attacking so amazingly. Though they caused craters in the ground, I had to move the kids back so swiftly. And get us to a higher layer to avoid the craters they were creating. And at one point, Katsuki freaking caused, like, I think, lava? I don't know, it was too amazing for me to even put into words of what was happening in front of me. He was melting part of the land and exploded half the island and then brought it all in one attack that looked kind of like lava exploding. And Izuku was doing like all these weird movements and I swear his quirk took over his body for a moment and he didn't know who he was. I'm very worried for what I see in front of me and remind me not to get on Izuku's bad side. What is happening? I understand how Katsuki got stronger by using the quirk, but how did Izuku get stronger by using his same old quirk? You know, if questions are better not to be asked, I'm just gonna continue watching this scene. You know, I wish I had popcorn right now. I really want to see what's happening now. I would let you, but there is stuff going everywhere. Half the mountain is gone. What? I probably should have used a different form of language there. But they pulled the glasses off my fat head again. What is happening? Well, But there's, what? How? Huh? Boop. That's enough glasses time for you guys. At least they're winning. They're destroying half the mountain, but they're winning. The both of them fought until he was pushed so far into the ground. There was the biggest explosion that took up half the mountain. I couldn't tell if it was an explosion or fire at this point. All I know is I don't feel safe anymore. I had to hold onto the kids with both my arms so they didn't fly. Did they win? Yeah. Okay. Nap time. Oh, God. I looked out. Enemies down, but I looked up. I quickly took out the shield. What? Now they could see everything freely. As the kids were gasping about how the area around them looked, I used my quirk to catch both of them. I wasn't fully recovered yet, but I still had enough power to put them down carefully. Okay. I'm exhausted. I think it's the first time I overused my quirk and didn't have to throw up. Thank you. You normally throw up when you use your quirk too much? Let's just go take a nap, please. Thank you, Miss Lady. My name's Astro. You can call me Astro, okay? Thank you, Miss Astro. They are. The big heroes should be arriving any minute to go and take care of everyone. Everyone's gonna be just fine. How's Shoji? He's fine. At this point, he's only sleeping. I'm taking care of the rest. Sleeping sounds like a good idea right now. I woke up not too later. The kids had fallen asleep too. I went up to where the people were at and found out that there was a lot of rock there. Though there were some soldiers there that were taking out the rocks and helping the people out. I provided some help by removing some of the rocks. When they spotted me, they took the children immediately and took Ida into my condition. Asking me a million times if I was okay, I nodded and said that there were 2 other injured down below. When we looked down, I could see that All Might was there. Well, that's good. They asked me where the other villains might be. I pointed to the directions that the other 2 were, but I wasn't quite sure where 9 landed. Though we knew he was out cold, he would have done something by now if not. And the 2 made sure to knock him out. Though at this time I couldn't help but wonder, does this mean Uku's quirkless again? My head hurt, but I still remember everything very clearly. Strange moments. I could hear the people cheering. It was good to hear him cheer and not be terrified. That nap felt good. I feel fully energized now. I went around helping other people, and I caught a glimpse of poor Toto-kun. There was a very loud crying endeavor while hugging his son, who just had such a funny grimace on his face. Poor Toto-kun.
He caught a glimpse of me and pushed his father to the side, who was still wallowing in tears to even notice that he wasn't hugging his son anymore. Midori.
Hey.
Hey, Totokun. You seem fine.
Oh.
During the battlefield, Katsuma actually healed me a lot. Mostly, I'm starving. Luckily, they gave me like a granola bar on their way of allowing me to help. Literally, my stomach was exactly empty, just gone. I didn't know that was possible. I started to eat myself towards the end of the battle. Are you okay, or
I'm fine.
how's
That.
I don't want to talk about it. How are the other two?
I checked in with All Might earlier. They're fine.
That's good.
Everyone's being pushed to recovery. You want to escape?
Please.
Okay.
Let's go this way. Damn you, creaky chair. Damn you, dog outside. Ah! The kids were chanting thank yous when they woke up. When they woke up, they were a little nervous, and they ran away from the other people and found me.
Miss Astro!
Wait a minute. I just realized something about my name. As my name rang through my head, Astro. As the way they pronounced it when they yelled over and over again, Astro! Astro! And I'm like, that's not how you pronounce it! Okay. They ran up to me and gave me a hug. I could see other people getting the joke as well and chuckling. Hey!
Everything turned out okay. The kids started jumping and asking me a million questions of where I went, and if I was okay, how everything was going, what if everyone's condition, how is Izuku and Katsuki, so on and so forth. So many questions. I tried answering the best of my abilities.
By the way, sorry about making a joke about the name. It's just, it came out of nowhere and it went out in my writing as really good. I promise you, that was, like, even before we got the name, I already had that name. I already had, like, jokes about every single name everyone was making in mind for this movie. So I don't mean it out of, like, anger towards the name. It's just a little small joke to put on the side. Sorry, again. Your suggestions were beautiful. Please don't be mad at me. Back to the thing. The villains were captured, which were good. After a while, apparently, our nurse was there.
Yay.
Already yelling up a storm about how they shouldn't be injured. Back at the agency, with everybody else, after the whole commotion was done, everyone was fine. After a while, Katsuki and Izuku woke up and, that hurts! What the hell happened to me?
Does he not?
Apparently. Oh, that sucks. What? What do I not know?
Nothing.
We both said in unison. Yeah, if Katsuki knew, that might not be a good situation. Aww. All that character development that he went through during that fight's now gonna be erased. I know, it sucks. What the heck are you two on about?
It doesn't matter.
We both said in unison, kind of shooing him away with a hand gesture, which only made him more mad at us.
Stay quiet and calm down.
I gave him a peck on the cheek.
You have to heal up, okay?
Whatever. I'm too tired to get mad at you. Katsuki only got madder once the nurse gave him a big old kiss on the cheek. The kids were very confused. It's her quirk.
It's still weird.
Uko explained to me about how his power resided still in him after the whole thing, considering I remembered. I wonder if it'll be okay to tell Katsuki one of these days. Not right now, definitely. Not when he's in this mood. Later on, the two kids' father came, and both kids jumped into their father's arm. They look so cute. Aw, what a cute family. For some reason, both me and Katsuki looked at each other at the exact same time, quickly looked away from each other, blushing. Credo, you're both thinking the same thing. Izuku slipped behind Katsuki and pinched him right in the neck.
Don't even think about it,
he said, still smiling.
okay?
After the whole thing, all of us got together trying to fix everything. We all worked hard to fix up the entire place and spend the rest of our internship trying to fix it. We got it to a pretty okay shape. Okay being very stretched, but still. After a really long trip there, of fixing, working really hard, and helping Mr. and Mrs. J. It was already time for us to go. Aww, I'm gonna miss holding around that car. I thought you hated it. Yeah, but now that I'm not doing it every 5 minutes of the day, it feels weird. I already got used to doing it as a daily routine. Yeah. Are you sure you're really okay without saying goodbye to those kids? What's up with that? There are things I wanted to say, but I'm okay leaving it off like this. But it's okay. I'm sure they already know how I feel. Also, shut up, you stupid dog! Dang it! Why do the neighbors have to have a dog? They're cute, but at the same time, they're so loud and annoying when I'm recording! Suddenly, hey! Down here! Mr. Deku! Bakugo! And then both in unison, Miss Astro! Heart. They're all waving by and running as fast as they could. Everyone! Thank you so much! You saved us! You saved the whole island! I'll get stronger! I promise you I will! I'll get strong enough to protect Daddy and Maharo! Just wait and see! All three of us cracked a smile at that, even Katsuki. And then I'll be a Sorry, choked up. And then I'll be a cool hero like you and Bakugo! One who always wins in battle, no matter the odds! This dog is killing me! You better work hard, you dang brat. You better not forget it. Hey, Katsuma! He looked at me. We both nodded. Both in unison. You can be a hero! You could tell that little sparkle in his eyes. We both waved. Katsuki smirked. Katsuki even waved. Slightly, anyway. Uki continued. I'll see you in UA one day! Katsuma stopped for a moment, looked, stared, and then smiled really wide. He looked so proud of himself. And that's the end. Wow, that's a long movie. That movie's originally an hour and 44 minutes long. I've been recording for about an hour more. I hope you guys really enjoyed the movie. If you're still here after all this time, damn! I am proud. You are truly my little mango. Normally the episodes are like 30 minutes long, and I take like an hour to explain them anyway, so it makes sense that this movie became a lot longer than it's supposed to. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for being here. I didn't think that this was ever gonna come, to be honest. But it happened. It's here, finally. So I hope you guys really enjoyed the movie. I didn't want to get too much into an intro because look how long it took me, even with no intro. So yeah, I won't be taking too much of your time up after this too, because at this point, I feel like you guys would need a pee break or like a snack break, because I'm starving to death. I've been here for 2 hours and a half. I'm starving. I'm gonna give me something to eat, so. Alright, guys, well, I apologize deeply for the annoying dog outside that has been barking this entire 2-hour and 30-minute video. And I also apologize for all the creaking of my chair. But past that, I hope you guys really enjoyed this, this video. I hope you guys really liked it. It took a lot of time to get done, so I really hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry that there's no editing of the audio, so this is like first take, you got it, good. If you don't, well, it's the first take that I did on this, so hopefully it's good. I know I made a couple like mistakes in the middle, but I don't have an app to change the audio, and even then it's 2 hours and 30 minutes of going through audio. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. But past that, I'm gonna try to get the pictures to match up perfectly with the times that they are supposed to be there accordingly. Also, really big thanks to my artist. Oh my gosh. If you can't see Wyan when you first watch it, it's kind of like a little scavenger hunt, to be honest. Like, in the first photo, like, the main picture for, like, the thing is like Wyan's face just like on the side with the main characters, and then like that one where they're working together. Oh, it's just all good. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. So for the beginning and the end, I'm gonna be showing like the main one, and then yeah. So I hope you guys really liked that, because that was awesome. All the artwork took so long, but at the same time it all came out amazing. So just like props to my artist, because that was awesome. Also, a little shout out to the dang dog that won't shut up out of my window. It's literally standing next to my window and barking because he can hear me talking, so he's barking at me to keep me quiet. But I don't want to be quiet because I have to record. The dog won't leave me alone. I bet the minute I stop recording, he's gonna shut up and not talk until like ever. Because he only barks when I talk to people. It's not fair. I've been on calls so many times, they're like, who's the dog? I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. But past that, yeah, shout out to my artist. Thank you so much, Kingdom hold on. Sorry, I wanted to look up the name to make sure I got it correctly. I almost said Kingdom Cosplay instead of Cosplay Kingdom, which is their name. Thank you so much for the art pieces. Also, you're also known as Stella. Thank you so much for the art pieces. I look forward to all the things we can work on in the future. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, it's so cool. Yes. Alright, well, this video is long enough, and it's going to be a nightmare for me to edit anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it here. Alright, my little mangoes. Thank you for joining me on this journey, but I got to go. Also, if you want, I'm doing like a Q&A, I'm doing like a Q&A, Pride Month edition. So, like, any questions about sexuality for, like, either the characters, my characters, or just some random gay ships that you like, I can make, like, little one-shots into, like, a thing. I can make a compilation of, like, one-shots, that are fully LGBTQ or other for, Pride Month, and, I also want to make, like, a little Q&A. If you guys have any questions about anything, feel free to ask them, and I will gladly answer. So yeah, you can comment those down below. I really want to do that because, yes, I have a pretty good knowledge about sexualities besides my own and besides, like, my friends. So if you have any questions about sexualities, even if I don't know, like, the specific one you're talking about, which I happen to know quite a lot, so it might be a little hard to find one that I don't know about, but, if you guys have any questions about that, I'm also willing to answer. Even if I don't really know it, I'll do my best to do, like, research. I'll do as much research as I can to, like, try to help out. So, yes. So yeah, if you guys want to help me out with that little project, I want to get ready. I might do, like, a one where I do all, like, all the favorite, gay ships between, like, the boys, or, like, the lesbian ships between the girls. I might do, like, a little special between those. But yeah, other than that, another Marvel one will come out probably next week. I'm really happy about the Marvel one coming out because I've worked really hard on the character. So I really hope you guys like them a lot, considering I'm not really used to doing characters that aren't girls because, you know, moi can't really do in-between voices. It's either a girl or a gruff toddler. That's what you get out of me. It's either a toddler or a girl. I'm very bad at voices, but I try. So yeah, that was kind of cool. I gotta get going because this dog is getting more annoying by the second. So, oh great, now both of their dogs are outside now. Yay, that's even better. Alright, I really gotta end this video before they start getting even louder. Alright, I gotta go, guys, I gotta go. Bye, Madam Mango, stay safe, stay clean, and I'll see you guys next time. Dang it, dogs! Love you guys, bye.